Hey dolls, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how I transformed this fashionista. This is her before and after. I was highly unsatisfied with her when I got her in the box. If y'all watched that review video, her eyes were lopsided. She had all kind of marks on her face. She was just a hot mess and I really wanted this doll. So I decided to go ahead and do a face up. Alright, so the first thing that I'm doing right here is I'm just going ahead and making sure that I remove her makeup. I'm using a Q-tip and some nail polish remover. Just make sure that your nail polish remover is 100% acetone. And also, I do have another video. This is actually my second repaint, but my first Barbie repaint. But I have a video that I recorded to show you all the materials that I use in my videos. So I have that coming very soon. So right now I'm swapping her to a made to move body just to give her more flexibility because I prepared to use this girl. I wrapped her hair with cling wrap. I used Mr. Super Clear as the base, and I wrapped the body with cling wrap as well just to protect it from the spray. So right here I'm using my pastels, and these are Manguyo pastels that you can buy on Amazon. I will have the links to all my products in the description below. And I'm just basically blushing her face and giving her a little bit more color and depth to her face. Next, I'm going in with a light brown watercolor pencil. You might not be able to see it that well on the screen, but I can see it very clearly when I was doing it. I just like to use a light color so that if I make any mistakes when I'm drawing her face, it doesn't show in the end. You see what I'm saying? So I love to use a light color at first. And now I'm just drawing some eye creases for her above her eyes. And right here I'm putting a dark brown in her nose to give it more definition and more dimension. So right here I'm using the pastels again so that I can go ahead and start giving a little bit of color to her lips. And I love these pastels, by the way. They stick so well. I'm using the pastels to start her eyebrows because I like to start light with the pastels on her eyebrows also, so that I can see if I have them going in the direction that I want. And then eventually you'll see me start layering with the watercolor pencils. And I'm using Derwent watercolor pencils, by the way. And now I'm adding some definition to her face. I think that one thing that helps me with my repaints, because I swore I didn't know I would be like good at it just starting out, but I do makeup tutorials and stuff like that. Like, I know how to beat a face, and so I think that really helps me with my face ups. Anytime that you see me flash the Mr. Super Clear, that means I just added another coat, and as you can see, I'm saving my progress right here. I usually add it when the colors stop building. As you can see, now that I added Mr. Super Clear, the colors are building and they're a lot brighter. So you can use it anytime that you need your colors to pop a little bit more in between your sessions, or you can just use the Mr. Super Clear to go ahead and save what you already have, so that if you do make any other mistakes, you don't have to worry about erasing them off. And now I'm going in with the darker brown watercolor pencil so that I can start shaping her eyes a little bit more, since I'm satisfied with how they look. I'm going over the light brown that I did earlier. Here you can see her eyelid creases a little bit better that I'm adding in. And now I'm just adding some lines underneath her eyes so that I can give it a more realistic look. Filling in her irises so that I can add her pupils and all that good stuff. More Mr. Super Clear. And I let it dry. It really dries in like 10 minutes, but I let it sit for about 20 minutes to be on the safe. Now I'm just adding highlights. Gotta love the highlights. And as you can see when I do my face ups, you can tell that I do makeup. Because I'm using basically the same techniques that I use for makeup, like I said earlier, to do my doll faces. As you can see right now, I'm just going back in and I'm darkening the colors that I've already used since I added more Mr. Super Clear, just to darken everything up. And when you do your doll face up, it's best to always go light to darker. I mean, that's for anything you're doing. Even when you're painting a portrait, you always go from light to dark and you just build. Now I'm starting to work on her eyeshadow, and I'm just adding some highlights under her eyebrows to give it some space in between. A lot of times when I'm doing my face ups, instead of erasing mistakes with the kneaded eraser, I would just correct the mistakes by going over them with another color. That's the same thing that I do with my makeup. Layers are everything. And if you do makeup, you know exactly what I mean. Right here, I'm just adding a little bit of the darker color underneath her lid to give her that, you know, that crease or whatever that you call it that's under your eyelid that everybody has. I'm just doing that to give more depth and definition to her face. And once again, I'm going back in with a little bit of highlights. I love highlighting when I do makeup. As y'all can tell, highlights are like, highlight and contouring, like shadowing, those are my favorite things to do with makeup, because you can really just create like a whole dynamic looking face. You can change your face shape, you know, all kinds of stuff that you can do. So now I'm going back with my darker color. I believe this is black, and I'm starting to blend her eyeshadow and her eyeliner. So I'm giving her like that cat winged eye, because that's how I do my makeup. I love that. That's how I've been doing my makeup. Like even when I was modeling in middle school, that's how I used to do my eyeliner, like way before Nicki Minaj. And I remember one time I was at a photo shoot and all the models were backstage trying to get ready, and they were like, oh my gosh, how did you do your eye like that? And everybody was walking around with the cat winged eye, but they got it from me. Yes, they got it from me. Right here, I'm just basically, you know, doing her eye makeup. Trying to get it right, trying to get it on fleek, like we like to call it. Trying to beat that face in a good way. And at this point, I believe that I was feeling really good about it, because y'all remember this is my second ever repaint for a doll. So I'm good. I have the video coming with my first repaint, which was also a success. But this was my first Barbie repaint, and I was kind of nervous about it because their faces are a lot smaller than Monster High and Ever After High and all that. So I didn't know, but even with these long nails, I can get it in. And right here, when I do the pupils, what I do, I start with a dot and then I just build on the dot. And the reason that I do this is so that I can make sure that it's even, and I can just build either to the left or right or just outward in the middle if it's even. Do you see what I'm saying? But I like to kind of be gentle with my repaint so that I don't have to, I really don't like making mistakes and having to erase it. So I just try to build slowly to make sure everything is in the right place. I'm adding a little bit more blush. I'm adding blush to her temples, giving her some of that contour. She's looking good. It's funny because I'm looking at my work. I usually don't do voiceovers, but for these types of videos I'll have to. Yes, it's funny looking at myself work. But okay, now I'm doing like adding a little bit of lip liner to her. Nothing too dark. I'm just trying to darken her lips a little bit and give her a little bit of texture in her lips. She's looking good. I'm silly, y'all ignore me. And so now I was trying to do like the highlights under the eyebrow, and I'm just blending it down with my little brush. So yeah. And if I have any stray marks, I just wipe it away with my cotton gloves. And her name is Isis, by the way. I did name her. This is Isis. She's from Ethiopia. Look at her. Oh my goodness. And now I just added the white dots with paint with a, what do you call it? A toothpick. And right here I'm adding High Gloss by Duratex. I probably did about a few layers of this stuff. When I do it on the eyes, I don't always do it on the whole eye. A lot of times I just do it on the pupil area and the irises. And here I'm just going back again to add some more to her lips. And this stuff dries fairly quickly, y'all. Like, I don't be waiting too long between. It dried fairly quickly for me. So this is like, I probably did all of this like within a 10-minute span, just going back in to add more of the clear. And so that's her final look. That's my second face up ever. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know. Just give it a thumbs up to let me know that you like it. Comment below if you have any questions or anything like that, or just any comments in general. Anyways, I'm out. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.